Welcome to today's presentation on how to become a MCT or a Microsoft Certified Trainer. My name is Gerald Stafford. I am the founder and the principal of Fourth Dimension Technologies, a Microsoft authorized provider of instructional skills certification. We started our operations in 1999, developing MCTs, starting back in the NT environments, and then moving to where we are today. So we've certainly been around the training, learning, and development markets for quite some time. We provide some additional training, but the purpose of this particular presentation is just to kind of help you understand what you need to do to become a MCT. Is there's a lot of information out there that's not completely accurate. So we're not certainly considering ourselves to be the end all be all, but we've been doing it long enough. We understand what the landscape is and what you need to do to become a Microsoft Certified Trainer. So thus the title of this particular presentation. So what is a Microsoft Certified Trainer? Again, there's sometimes there's just different information out there. A Microsoft Certified Trainer is basically a person that is an expert or very knowledgeable in the Microsoft product family. They don't have to know all of the products in the Microsoft product family, but they should be certified in the discipline that they're going to deliver. So they have the sole responsibility and authorization from Microsoft to deliver products across the Microsoft platform. So, as an example, a person that has an SQL background can deliver SQL-based products. A person that has an administration background can deliver administration-based products. Those that are in the 365 family can deliver products in the 365 family. You generally need to be certified in the subject that you will deliver, particularly if you're delivering in a Microsoft partnership environment. However, if you're not delivering in a Microsoft partnership-based environment, you're delivering in a corporate environment, as an example, you do not have to be certified in all of the products that you deliver on. You only have to meet that requirement in the partnership environment. But so I'm going to try to stay focused because I can really get to talking about this stuff. And I really need to just keep you guys focused on, hey, here's the process. Here's what I need to do to become a Microsoft Certified Trainer. So you are, in fact, certified by Microsoft. That happens, however, after you receive a certificate of completion from an authorized provider of instructional skills certification. We happen to be one of those authorized providers. Now you know a little bit about what an MCT is. Again, an MCT, just for review purposes, is a person that is authorized by Microsoft to deliver Microsoft-based products across industries, and particularly in the learning environments or the partnership environments. They have a requirement to have MCTs on staff. So there's a ton of benefits that come with it. Now that we know what it is, before we talk about how you go through that process, let's talk about some of the benefits. Because there's a lot of benefits that come with being a Microsoft Certified Trainer. It's a little different than any of the other certifications that Microsoft provides, because an MCT gives you access to an exclusive club. It is a membership-based certification. What does that mean? That means that after you receive a certificate of completion from Fourth Dimension Technologies, you submit that certificate of completion to Microsoft, pay any fees that Microsoft requires. They then activate that MCT by verifying that it came from an authorized provider. Once that has been activated, now you have access to a community of Microsoft certified trainers that have some benefits that the other certifications may not have or do not have. Also, before I go forward, you should be aware of the fact that there's not a lot of Microsoft certified trainers in the space. And the reason for that, I believe personally, because we've been doing it a long time. The reason for that is there's not a lot of people that's really aware of what it takes to become a Microsoft certified trainer, nor do they really understand the value of becoming a Microsoft certified trainer, what the flexibility creates for one that obtains that certification. So again, without because I can kind of really start talking about this stuff and I need to stay on track. So I'll just give you a quick example. If you look at the MCP certification, if you go way back, you look at the MCP certification, there's probably 2 to 3 million MCPs worldwide. The old MCSE certification, probably the same, a couple million. When you look at the MCT certification at last count, because it's hard to get really accurate numbers on that certification, it's roughly 20,000 MCTs or below. So it is really a very prestigious certification, and it is a certification that you could use strategically to enhance your career and your career opportunities. So once you become an MCT, you get some benefits. And those benefits fall into three basic categories. First, we'll talk about tools and resources. The second is what discounts you will now have access to that you don't have access to with some of the other certifications. And then we'll talk about a little bit about what the MCT community represents and what that support looks like for you. So some of the tools and resources that you'll have access to once you become an MCT, you'll have access to some of the software and the services. What does that mean? Well, you'll get access to the Microsoft-based technologies, the resources that's needed to deliver training in a proper way to further develop you as a technical trainer. Once you have received your certificate of completion and your MCT has been activated, this is a lifelong learning process. You want to continue to learn as you move through your career to meet particular objectives and to have opportunities to deliver content across disciplines and across markets. When I say across markets, that means this is an international based certification. It is recognized worldwide. It is, in my mind, still the gold standard of what technical trainers are all about. So you'll get access to softwares and services. You can visit that by looking at going to this particular link that we've laid out here, which is https:// Again, that's https:// my.visualstudio.com. You can have access to a lot of the software and the products that Microsoft has. You also gain access to the Azure Pass program. What does that represent? That means every month you will receive a $100 credit in the Azure Pass program, meaning that you can take Azure-based exams or Azure-based classes. So that will range between $100 to $150, depending on where you're located. So when you look at that from a cost saving standpoint, just the Azure Pass program on its own is worth between $1,200 and $1,800. So this is to be used in the process of getting ready for training. So that means you can access the Azure product line. You can pull down courseware, which we'll start to talk about a little bit later. You can then get yourself prepared to deliver content the appropriate way. There'll be notes that's available to you that's not available to those that are not Microsoft certified trainers, as an example. Some labs that are available that are not available to non-Microsoft certified trainers, so forth and so on. This should be used purely for training prep. You should not be sharing this information with students. If you do, Microsoft could in fact pull your MCT. As we continue to look at the tools and the resources that's available to you, you also get access to the Microsoft Labs. That's at no cost to you once you have your Microsoft Certified Trainer certification. This should support your trainer readiness, so your prep work. So as you go through the process, you need to go through your labs before you can do a delivery. You should, all trainers should go through all the labs before they do delivery so they know what works, what doesn't work, how they should make some fixes, so forth and so on. But this will give you access to all of the labs for any content that you may be delivering, particularly in a mock environment and the Microsoft Press world. This benefit you cannot, again, I'm going to continue to emphasize that throughout this presentation, you cannot use this information in the classroom. This is for your own particular purposes to strengthen you as a trainer so that you understand how the labs are working. Again, if there's some glitches, because there's always glitches in technical environments, you know, how you should find the proper workaround, so forth and so on. You'll have access to the mock course and online courses. You'll get a free title of any of the mock courses and the mock on-demand courseware as well. You'll also get free access, again, at no charge to you, to all of the online courses that align with the new role-based mock certifications, which is, you know, as we've seen, Microsoft made some changes as they replaced the old MCSA certification and some of the old MCSE certifications. Now they're driven more in a role-based environment. So this, again, is only for the MCT prep environment. Can't be used in the classroom, nor should you use it in the classroom. Providers of certification-based training should order their courseware through the Microsoft Partnership Program for all of the students. So they pay for the mock kits. If they're using mock kits, most of the learning partners are required to use some level of mock-based courseware throughout the calendar year. But you can use Microsoft Press books as well. But again, they should be purchasing that information. You should not be disseminating that information to students. This information is for you as a Microsoft certified trainer that gives you an edge in the classroom so that you're prepared beyond what a non-Microsoft certified trainer typically would be prepared to deliver. As we continue, as you can see, we're still just dealing with tools and the resources. There's a lot of information here. There's a lot that you gain access to for becoming a Microsoft certified trainer. You also gain access to the Learning Download Center that will provide you, again, access to all of the mock training resources. What does that include? You have trainer prep guides. You have trainer kits. You have PowerPoint presentations and PowerPoint decks. So all of the resources that's available in the partnership programs are available now to those that are Microsoft certified trainers. So you should then have a wealth of information, a wealth of tools at your disposal to develop into a dynamic and resourceful MCT. I try to stay on track, and I'm going to do that here, but it's important for you to understand, for those of you that are thinking about becoming Microsoft certified trainers, I don't care how good you are, it's going to take 3 delivery cycles to become really good as a trainer, because technical skills does not necessarily make a great trainer. Training makes a great trainer in learning the tricks and the trades of the trade itself. So be patient with yourself. Don't be afraid. Understand that once you get through the 3rd delivery of any particular subject, you're going to become very comfortable with that subject. Obviously, as we go forward, I'll talk about the community support that you have as well. So now let's talk about some of the discounts that you receive. Once again, we already talked about the Azure Pass program that basically is $1,200 to $1,800 in discounts. So now you look at the actual discounts that you can gain in other areas. So once you become an MCT, your MCT has been activated, you'll get 50% discounts off of any of the MCT exams. You simply will go to the MCT site, click on the schedule of the exam that you're looking for, and then apply the discount. You'll need your MCP or your MCID number to gain access to the discount. So there again, if an exam is on average $165, now you're spending $82.50 for that exam. So once again, there's a cost savings to you as an MCT because Microsoft wants the MCT community to be ahead of what's going on in the marketplace so that obviously you're prepared to deliver content where needed. So now you'll get 75% off select exams. That's available exclusively through the MCT Central, which you'll gain access to. That's again a community. So you'll gain access to MCT Central, and then you'll be able to use a discounts again of 75% off select exams. What does that mean? From time to time, Microsoft may want to take a look at different products. There's products that they want to see more delivery in, so they'll offer you as an MCT an additional discount. So that's a 75% discount. You also get one free MOS or Microsoft Office exam voucher, but that's annually. You get that every year so that you can take the Office-based products at no cost in terms of the exam itself. What you need to do, because again, this falls into the area that I talked about when I first started, the disinformation where people are just not aware. So what do you need to do to make that happen? You need to just provide your email address, your MCID number, where you're located at, what state, what country you're in, what region of the world you're located in, and you email that to mctmos@microsoft.com. Again, you provide this information to mctmos@microsoft.com. Make sure that you have your MCID number. You'll get 100% off beta exams, selected beta exams. Again, Microsoft wants to see what products are performing. So you gain access to now the products that they're thinking about rolling into the environment before the rest of the technical community is aware of it. Now, that generally, it used to be where you could just sign up for it and you would get all of the beta stuff. Now they kind of, they select, okay, we're going to deliver this much in the beta environment. We're going to produce this many copies of the beta exams, or what have you. And then so that they only come on a first come, first served basis. So again, you will visit MCT Central to gain more information about how that happens. And you'll gain access to MCT Central and all of those things once you have your MCT. As we continue looking at the discounts, we've already talked about tools and resources, some of the discounts that really applied there, and then we have additional discounts. So you get 40% discounts on Measure Up practice exams. That's available through Pearson VUE, and we all know that Pearson VUE is where we take all of the actual exams across disciplines, not just Microsoft. It used to be Silver Prometric, was purchased by Pearson VUE. So now they're the ones that's the holder of most of the exams. Measure Up has come a long way from where it started. So if you take a look at, we put an example in here to say, okay, well, let's say you want to be a 365 administrator. You need to take two exams, the MS 100 and the MS 101. So the cost right now of those exams as of this recording is $438 through Pearson VUE, or Measure Up, I'm sorry, through Measure Up. And if you apply the discount, a 40% discount, that cost is going to go down to $263. So now you have $1,200 in Azure passes, all of the other discounts that I talked about on the books and those kind of things. And now you have an additional discount when you go to take prep exams, so that you can prepare yourself for the exams that you're looking to teach additional subject matters in. Books, I think I talked ahead of the books. The books and the ebooks, again, 40% discounts on the print books. So the Microsoft Press books, you now have a 40% discount. You would go in, you would enter the MCP book discount code during the checkout process. Again, you're going to need to use your ID to show that you are in fact a Microsoft certified trainer. You'll get a 50% discount on the electronic books. Same process. Make sure that you have the ID. You'll be able to apply that discount. So obviously there's a host of savings in becoming a Microsoft certified trainer outside of the fact that you earn a really good living. And I'm not gonna go too far in that direction. I'm gonna stay on task. But if you look at recently here, I'm in the Atlanta area. And so if you look at what was going on in the Atlanta area, Microsoft's building a big campus here. So they were looking for trainers, and they were offering up to $150,000 a year. Now you have the community and support side of becoming an MCT. Again, that is the MCT Central. So when you look at what MCT Central does, it does a host of things for you that you just could not gain access to if you were not an MCT. So it kind of helps you. It has a news group so that you know what's going on in the marketplace, what's happening in the MCT community. It is the only certification that I'm aware of within the Microsoft family, meaning in-house in the Microsoft family, that you can go to find what jobs are available strictly for the MCT community. And so those jobs are global. So you may, be here in the United States, but you decide you want to be in Europe. You can then go through the MCT portal and find out what opportunities are available for MCTs in the European space, and vice versa, so forth and so on. You can also connect and communicate with MCTs around the world. It's a very strong community, a very supportive community. You learn different tricks of the trade. They'll help you to overcome some fears. They'll help you where glitches happen in the labs, things of that nature. How to prepare, what opportunities might be in the area. So it's a really great network of MCTs sharing information globally. You also will have access to an MCT regional lead. So you can reach out to the regional lead to see, hey, what's going on in my region? I'm in the southeast portion of the section of the United States. What's Microsoft doing here? What are the learning partners doing here? What do you see in the private market? How many educational institutions are there here? Who's looking for MCTs? And so, what's the new courseware coming out? So you can gain an advantage by seeing, hey, here's the things that's available or that's coming down the pipe for Microsoft certified trainers. As we continue in the community and support section, you can get assistance with the MCT application. That's not very difficult. You go through the MCT enrollment tool. Once you get your certificate of completion from Fourth Dimension Technologies, you upload, once you fill out the application, you make sure that you have the qualifying underlying certification, which we'll talk about that a little bit toward the back end of this. Then you fill out the application, you upload the MCT. Payments. Right now, as of this recording, so this is November 1st, 2021. So don't come back later when this changes and say, you said this. No. As of today, right now, Microsoft has waived the MCT enrollment fees for the application. If you're in the continental United States, that's going to save you $1,000. If you're in the European space as an example, that's going to save you 900 in EU dollars. You're going to save EU 900. And then it's going to apply different discounts or different fees, I should say, apply based on where you're located geographically. But that's happened because of the pandemic. So don't come back later if you see this video 7 months, 10 months from now. Microsoft has changed that and they're no longer allowing for that fee waiver. Come back and say, hey, you said there was a fee waiver. Because I'm telling you up front as a disclaimer that that fee waiver is what's going on right now. That's Microsoft's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. And when that will change, no one knows. They can change their mind tomorrow. So you should take full advantage of it right now, because if you're paying for an MCT course that you have to pay to any of the authorized providers, it's not free. You do save a significant amount of money because you're not paying the actual application fees. And the same would hold true for those of you that already have an MCT, the renewal fees. In the United States, the renewals on an annual basis is $800. In the EU and the UK, that's $725 in terms of EU capital. So right now, Microsoft has waived that. You should take full advantage of it. Now, that's one of the things I just wanted to make sure I got out there. So you obviously gain access to a lot of support. You get access to the mock courseware, which we talked about already. If you have general questions about the MCT program, you can browse through the MCT portal. They have a frequently asked questions section. I think that you can always, and it's always best, my experience has always been best, if you can just contact the support team directly through the MCT support portal. So now, let's talk about the requirements, because that's what kind of led me to trying to put this thing together to try to bring some clarity to the market. There are requirements to become a Microsoft Certified Trainer. They're not difficult requirements, but they are necessary requirements. So in order to become an MCT, you have to have an underlying qualifying certification. What does that mean? Again, if you have one of the admin certifications, a SQL certification, an Office-based certification, a security-based certification, there is a list. You can find that list by visiting our website. Our website again is www.fdtec.co. So Frank, David, Thomas, Echo, Charlie.co. Go under courses and requirements, and you will see a list of all of the exams that will qualify you for NMCT. What does that really mean? That means you should have one of those underlying exams, not all of them, one. One is required. You should have one of those exams under your belt before you enroll in an MCT program through Fourth Dimension Technologies or any of the other providers. You have to have one of the underlying certifications. Now, could you technically take the MCT without the underlying certification? Yes, but you cannot activate that MCT without gaining one of the underlying certifications. So just as a general rule of thumb, you go out, you take a office certification that meets the qualification requirements. Then you come to Fourth Dimension Technologies and you take one of our offerings. We issue you satisfy the requirements with us. We issue your MCT or your certificate of completion. You then upload that to Microsoft to become a Microsoft Certified Trainer, and any fees that would be associated with it. Again, right now, currently, those fees have been waived. So let's talk a little bit about that, because this is the crux of why I put this together. So To get into the MCT program, like I just talked about, you have to possess a current Microsoft certification or qualification eligible for the MCT program. I talked about it already. You can go to our website. I put it here within the slide itself. Go to our website, look at a list. The list is the complete list from Microsoft. We have put it on our site so that it makes it easy for you. Browse through the list, see what certifications you have that qualify. Once you have a certification that qualifies, you then can take our MCT classes, one of our classes. So you have to demonstrate instructional skills that will be verified through Fourth Dimension Technologies. We offer our program in 3 different paths in order for you to be successful. We did that for a reason. The reason we did that is because we wanted to try to increase opportunities for those of you that want to become Microsoft certified trainers. Let's say you went to, and listen guys, we've been around this stuff for a long time. We've been in training for a long time. So let's say you went to a particular school and you got some level of certification, but you're just not earning what you think you should be earning or what they told you may be earning. You can take the Microsoft certification training, the MCT training, to use that as a hedge to allow you to gain access into markets that right now you're not getting access to. An MCT with a couple years of experience, 2 to 3 years of experience, is certainly worth, north of 100 grand, 80,000 to $100,000. It really depends. That's for a different time. We may come back and talk about that stuff because again, I have some real opinions about it. But the purpose here is to kind of help you understand that the MCT certification, you can be a full-time trainer, you can be a part-time trainer, you can be a freelance trainer, you can be a consultant. If you have a consulting business in the 365 family, as an example, like those of you that are certified in the Dynamics family in the 365 world, and you have a consulting practice, you should gain an MCT because you should be able to offer your clients value add in order to gain access to a business. You don't just want to go in and say, oh, we're gonna do this in the Dynamics family, but you can't teach them how it really works. So you need to think about it from that perspective. Again, that's for a whole nother subject. That's a whole nother subject, another time. I'm going to stay away from it because I can really start talking about that stuff. You can also, if you don't want to come through even though we think you should take a trainer, even if you've been training for a while, because it's just certain things that you need to know as a trainer. But you can also show verified training experience if you have a year with a particular employer and you guys have been delivering in the Microsoft environments, and you can show that training experience. Microsoft will accept that as well. Now, again, let's talk about the activation fees. As I said, there's been a lot of confusion concerning the Microsoft activation fees. We get a lot of questions about it. Again, I wanted to just make sure we clear it up. So the fees will depend on the country in which you're located. Again, I spoke about the fact that if you're in the U.S., a new MCT is going to cost $1,000 to activate. In order to renew that MCT, it is going to cost $800. If you're in the EU or the UK, that is it's going to be priced at E900 for a new MCT and $725 for the renewal. Again, depending on where you live. If you're in Argentina, it's a different price. If you're in India, different price. So go to Microsoft's website. They have a MCT calculator there. It's a little drop down. You can put in where you're located. It's going to tell you exactly what the fees are. There are Microsoft activation fees. They are not collecting them right now. You should take full advantage of that. and get your Microsoft Certified Training certification, in which you can really save significant dollars right now. So it's going to depend on where you're located. I just laid out the examples on the U.S. versus the European market. I already talked about what the renewals are about. I've already kind of touched on the fact that Microsoft Certified Trainers, they are very much so a part of an exclusive membership club. It has to be renewed annually. You get a lot of perks. You get invited to different summits and events that are strictly for the MCT community. You can gain access to regional leads. You can gain access to what's really going on within the Microsoft organization at a much higher level than you would just holding some of the other certifications. What do we offer? It's Fourth Dimension Technologies. Again, our website is www.frankdavidthomasecho.charlie.com. We offer 3 different platforms, and we did that for a particular reason. We wanted to see if we could help those of you that have a difficult time, because there's not a lot of providers of MCT training. So those of you that have a logistical issue where you can't get to a particular provider, maybe you're located somewhere in Europe and you have to even go to another country to gain access to the MCT certification. So we developed a self-study program. It's a very rigorous program because it's a self-study program, and it does require you to take a final exam that we developed ourselves in order for you to gain the skills that we believe that you need in order to be a Microsoft certified trainer, or get the instructional skills certification. So we do have a self-study program. However, you do have to take a final exam with us, and you have to pass that final exam before we'll issue your instructional skills certification. Once you pass the self-study final exam, you will get, because I wanted to clear this up for those that's taking our courseware, you'll get a certificate showing that you completed the exam. That is not the certificate that goes to Microsoft. That is a certificate both for your records and our records that validates for us that you did in fact take the exam and you passed the exam. You can take the exam multiple times. We don't really restrict. We ask that you go through the courseware one time in the self-study world, read through it entirely one time, and then work through the workbook the second go round, and then prepare yourself for the final exam. Take the exam. Once you get a passing score on the exam, we'll be notified automatically. There's nothing that you have to do, but you do not send that certificate to Microsoft. That is a certificate for your records to show that you passed the exam. And it's for our records as well. If we said, hey, you didn't pass an exam, you can validate, no, here's my certificate that was generated that shows that I took and passed the exam, so that we issue your certificate of completion accordingly. So that's the first way we offer it. The second way we offer it, and primarily we're doing this in the European market right now, but we are getting ready to do it in the continental United States as well. But we're primarily doing it in the European market because we see a real need there, is we offer it through a live virtual instructor-led training. So we do that through a platform, an online platform. We have instructors over there in that part of the world that we allow to deliver our content for us. They're very experienced trainers. So we deliver in the European market that way. And we will be bringing that to the continental United States shortly. We also lastly do an in-person class, which is traditional for us. Obviously, we've been doing this since 1999. We're really comfortable with that. With the pandemic being what it has been, we have really kind of shut that down. We only will do that. Like I even did it just for one person, just because the person had an incredible personality. But we generally have shut that down, but we are going to start to open that back up. When we deliver those classes, they're delivered in 3 cities. So you have 3 cities right now that you can choose from: Atlanta, which is where I'm located, Baltimore, and Los Angeles. So one of those 3 cities will always, when we start to deliver again, you can catch those classes in those one of those 3 cities. Go to our website. It'll generally have the schedule there, when the next class will be available, so forth and so on. Um, and just stay up to date with that stuff there. We generally, if we have a class in Atlanta, we have a class in Baltimore and Los Angeles on the same weekends. We generally will run them out that way because we have instructors in each of the markets. So that's a little bit about us. I wanted to give you guys some encouragement. That's how you become a Microsoft certified trainer. You got it directly from one of the providers. So now, if you have any questions, you can reach out to us. Let me see if I put that information in here. So again, I talked about the in-person classes. As you guys can see, if you've been following me, I talked through slides. So I talked about the in-person classes with Atlanta, Baltimore, Los Angeles. I did put our website here. You can go to our website. There again is fdtec.co. That's fdtec.co. And just browse through it. Lastly, if you guys wanted to learn more information, again, our website is right here. Again, Frank David Thomas Echo Charlie.co. You've heard that a number of times now. You can also email us at info@fdtec.co. Again, that's info@fdtec.co. And lastly, our phone number is in the U.S. 770-800-1853. That's 770-800-1853. You can also give us a call. Somebody is usually one of our administrators. Someone is usually available to take the call. Sometimes we have a lot going on because we also provide training in the cybersecurity data analytics space. If you catch a voicemail, leave a voicemail. Someone will try to return your call expeditiously. I hope this has really been informative. It's been great trying to get this information out. I think it's been a little too long, but I'm hoping that it'll not only pique your interest, but it'll give you some career paths to start to think about as you continue in your journey as a technologist in the Microsoft environments.